Today, we're diving into some fascinating and honestly pretty critical new research about how artificial intelligence is fundamentally changing the way we think. You know, from the tools you use every day to the very ideas you come up with, AI is right there with you, like a constant partner for your brain. So the big question is this partnership making us sharper, or are we accidentally outsourcing the very skills that make us, well, human?
I mean, think about it. From the moment your GPS tells you where to turn in the morning to the algorithm that knows exactly what you want to watch at night, AI is there. It really has become an extension of our own minds, right? A second brain we can call on anytime we want. But what is all this collaboration actually doing to our first brain?
Okay, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll look at just how deeply AI is woven into our lives. Then we'll explore its incredible promise to basically amplify our own intelligence. After that, though, we're going to pull back the curtain on the hidden costs, the real threat of manipulation, and we'll even get a little philosophical and ask if there's a ghost in the machine. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with the choices we all have to make. To really get the scale of this, we've got to understand that AI isn't some niche tech anymore. It has quietly become this omnipresent force in our daily lives. Whether we notice it or not, we are constantly interacting with these intelligent systems that are shaping our choices and helping us process the world. Just look at this number, 100 million. That's how many active users ChatGPT got in just 2 months. That made it the fastest growing app in history. So we're not just talking about a new tool here. This is a full-blown global phenomenon.
So, okay, with that kind of explosive growth, what's the big promise? What's the dream? Well, the core idea is that these tools can act as these incredibly powerful amplifiers for our own minds. They do the heavy lifting so we can focus on bigger, more creative, higher level thinking.
And the way this works is through something researchers call cognitive offloading. Now, we've always done this, right? You make a grocery list so you don't have to remember everything. You use a calculator for tough math. AI just takes this concept and puts it on steroids. It lets us offload these insanely complex tasks, freeing up a ton of our mental energy. And this, right here, this really gets to the heart of it. This is the central tension of our relationship with AI. You see, for every amazing boost it gives us, there's this potential downside, this other edge to the sword. It can supercharge our analysis, for sure, but it could also lead to more superficial thinking. It makes us way more efficient, but we risk our skills, like navigation, getting rusty. It can even be a creative partner, but it might also subtly push all our ideas toward a safe, boring average. Now, when we use it the right way, when we're intentional about it, AI can be a true cognitive catalyst. I mean, it automates the tedious stuff nobody wants to do. It helps us tackle problems that are just too big for one human brain. It can create personalized learning paths. It can even be that brainstorming partner that helps you break through a creative block. This is the dream, right? The optimistic vision for our future with AI. But, and you knew there was a but coming, this is where our story takes a pretty critical turn. All of this incredible convenience that AI offers us, it doesn't come for free. There's a hidden cognitive price we might be paying for outsourcing so much of our thinking. You see, more and more research is starting to point to the downsides of becoming too dependent. When we hand off tasks like navigating a city, or remembering key facts, or even just structuring an argument, the mental muscles we used to flex for those things, well, they can start to get weak from a lack of use. And hey, this isn't just a vague feeling. You can actually measure it. A recent study found a really strong negative correlation, that's what this negative 0.68 represents, between heavy use of AI tools and a person's critical thinking skills. Basically, the more people offloaded your thinking to an AI, the worse they got at critically analyzing information on their own. This is a phenomenon that's often called the Google effect. You know how it is. Because we know that any piece of information is just a quick search away, our brains don't bother to store it. We get really good at remembering where to find the answer, but we get worse at remembering the answer itself. Our brains are just adapting to the tool, which is smart, but that adaptation might come at the cost of retaining deep knowledge. And the risk here isn't just about us as individuals. Think about this on a societal level. If all of us start using the same few super powerful AI models to help us write and create and think, we risk something called cognitive standardization. It's like an assembly line for ideas. Research shows that while AI can make one person more creative, the collective creativity of a group using it actually becomes more similar. We could be heading for a future where originality gets replaced by this highly optimized but ultimately really homogeneous average. Okay, so we've talked about passive effects. Now let's ramp it up a bit because we need to talk about the active threat of manipulation. Because AI is so good at understanding patterns in data, it can also get really, really good at understanding the patterns in human psychology. And those patterns, they can be exploited. This breaks down the main ways AI can be used to manipulate us. It can find and exploit your personal cognitive biases. It can target your emotions to keep you scrolling or clicking. It can automatically create and spread fake news at a scale we've never seen before. And it can even create armies of bots to simulate a social consensus, tricking you into thinking an idea is way more popular than it really is. And what makes AI so scary good at this is that it's just weaponizing our brain's own natural shortcuts. It feeds our confirmation bias to keep us nodding along. It takes advantage of our automation bias, that's our built-in tendency to just trust what the machine tells us. And it fakes social proof to trick us into thinking we're part of a crowd that doesn't even exist.
This threat becomes chillingly real with things like deepfakes. During the war in Ukraine, a completely fabricated video started circulating that showed President Zelensky telling his soldiers to surrender. Now, thankfully, it was debunked pretty quickly, but it was a terrifying proof of concept for how AI can be used to automate deception and manipulate reality on a global stage.
So, this ability for AI to be this kind of black box that influences us in ways we don't fully understand, well, it leads to an even deeper, kind of spooky question. As these systems get more and more complex and their inner workings get more and more mysterious, could there ever be a mind of its own in there? Is there a ghost in the machine?
And let's be clear, this is not just science fiction anymore. We've got top researchers in neuroscience and AI who are seriously debating whether a powerful AI could one day actually gain subjective awareness, what we call consciousness. The question really is, beyond just processing information like a machine, could an AI ever feel anything? And there are a couple of leading scientific theories that give us a roadmap for thinking about this. One theory says consciousness is like a mental spotlight where key information gets broadcast to the whole system. Another one argues it's all about how deeply a system's information is interconnected and integrated. So these frameworks give us a way to seriously ask if an AI could ever be truly aware and not just very, very smart.
So what's the answer? Well, for now, the scientific verdict is pretty clear. A major review in 2023 brought together neuroscientists, philosophers, and AI experts, and they rigorously applied these theories to the AI systems we have today. Their conclusion? Based on our best understanding of what consciousness even is, no current AI has the right kind of architecture to even be considered a serious candidate. Okay, so that brings us to the final, and I think the most important part of all of this. Given the incredible promise on one hand and these really serious risks on the other, how do we move forward? How do we build a future where AI helps us without accidentally undermining the very things we're trying to achieve?
Well, the research points to a clear three-part strategy. First up is education. We all need to get a lot smarter about both critical thinking and how these AI tools actually work. Second is design. We have to push for a wide variety of AI models so we don't all end up thinking the same. And we need to build systems that actually challenge and engage our brains, not just replace them. And third, governance. We absolutely need clear rules for transparency to stop the worst kinds of manipulation and to protect our own cognitive freedom.
Because in the end, the impact that AI has on our minds isn't some technological destiny that's already been written. It's a human choice. Whether this unbelievably powerful tool becomes a partner that helps us think better and solve the world's biggest problems, or it becomes a cognitive crutch that just makes us weaker and easier to control, that all comes down to the decisions we make right now. The choice is still ours to make.